In 2005, the Los Angeles Police Department set up a specialist squad to deal with the growing number of crimes against animals.
There is a correlation between people that abuse animals and people that commit crimes of domestic violence and also child abuse.
Since becoming operational, this small but highly trained unit has investigated over 1,000 cases and made more than 150 arrests. These are the officers of the Los Angeles Animal Cruelty Task Force.
Hit it! Search warrant, get your hands up right now! Right,
Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Put your hands on your head. Walk out. Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Get off me! My dog!
The goal of our city is to be on the forefront of a safe haven for animals. That's the goal of Los Angeles City, and if the LAPD can be a big part of that, we're there.
3 detectives, 2 police officers, and 1 animal control officer united in the fight against animal cruelty.
If somebody commits a crime against an animal in the city of Los Angeles, they need to know that the Animal Cruelty Task Force is here. We're going to find you and we're going to lock you up.
Detective Sue Brummagem is the officer in charge of the unit.
The mission of the Animal Cruelty Task Force is to combat animal crime in the city of Los Angeles. Dogfighting, cockfighting, animal sacrifice, animal hoarding, animal cruelty, animal neglect, and bestiality. I'm doing something that's bigger than just stopping animal crime.
The LAPD task force deals with over 300 cases a year. It's well documented that animal abuse can often lead to more serious crimes, such as assault and homicide. By targeting these cases, they hope to prevent potential violent crimes against people. But sometimes the task force is called in to help those who can't help themselves.
My name is Kim Lormans. I'm a police officer with the LAPD, and I'm working the Animal Cruelty Task Force.
Since the inception of the LAPD, nearly 200 police officers have been killed in the line of duty. All Animal Cruelty Task Force officers are drawn from these police ranks. The officers know the LAPD badge does not come without its risks. Officer Rudy Ramirez is a recent recruit and knows all about working on the dangerous streets of LA. Today they're investigating a woman suspected of running illegal dog breeding kennels from her home. She's been issued with a citation for having too many animals on her property. With at least 20 dogs confined to one small room, they're concerned about the health of the owner and her dogs.
You live here at this house?
The situation soon escalates.
I want you over there. We're not, well, hold on a second. You don't tell us what we're going to do here. I want you guys up in front. When people come up and they start trying to challenge you or start trying to tell you what's going to happen, you need to make them realize right away that you're in charge. The situation went from trying to solve a problem to now possibly taking law enforcement action and even placing them under arrest.
You can only have 3 dogs. You got like 23 dogs in there. That's why we're here. We're not here for any other reason, all right? So I'd appreciate you remain calm. We're going to be out of here soon, and that's it.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
Detective Sue Brummagem is working a case in the Valley where 2 dogs were shot. Gunther received life-threatening injuries while Kodiak is still missing. She has a suspect, Eric Vigoro, who is known in the area to have a huge arsenal of weapons. Vigoro has been arrested at his home for an alleged assault with a deadly weapon. Brummagem is called to the incident as the task force lead investigating officer. This is her chance to interrogate her suspect about the shooting of Gunther and Kodiak.
The wonderful thing about bad guys is they're just bad guys, so they commit more than one crime at a time. So you can always count on them on doing something stupid, and in this case, that's exactly what happened.
It seems Vigoro was ready to take on anyone who came knocking on his door.
There's a lot of weapons in there. There's a whole arsenal.
The situation could have been lethal and deadly. He was ready for something.
Well, some people have hobbies, that's for sure.
There's at least 5 rifles, a multitude of handguns, and I don't know how many knives that are going to come up with. He is a very dangerous guy. These are the kind of people that we deal with every day.
Eric Vigoro, a martial arts expert and former Marine sniper, has been arrested on an alleged assault with a deadly weapon.
I haven't assaulted anybody. I would know. And I told them they f***ed up. The way they came to my house, I could have killed them all. I could have been a real pain. They could have popped tear gas. I had gas mask, body armor. Yeah, I'm ready to repel borders. But I'm an American. We're allowed to own guns. So now with no arrest record, no trouble, nothing. Marine Corps service, got a job, own a company. I'm going to jail this morning for nothing. So it's crap. The whole thing is crap.
Vigoro is angry, but what he's about to hear next could push him over the edge. Detective Sue Brummagem has been investigating the disappearance of Kodiak and the shooting of his playmate Gunther for the past 6 months. In the next few minutes, the outcome of this case hangs on her ability to get Vigoro to confess.
Part of getting a confession is building a rapport with the bad guy, because you want them to feel comfortable and you want them to go ahead and get out what they did. They normally want to. So for me, just talk to them like a regular human being, and 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna get the cop out.
Vigoro is questioned for over an hour. Without his confession, the case will go nowhere. But then, Brummagem gets the break she needs.
Yes! I got the cop out. He said that he had shot the first dog and it had run away, and when the other dog came back, he went ahead and shot it right between the eyes. He and his girlfriend left. When they came back, he saw that the dog was twitching, that it wasn't dead. So then he went and got a samurai sword, and he plunged it into the dog's neck and killed it. He told me that these dogs had been a nuisance in the neighborhood and he was just getting rid of the nuisance. And he was not apologetic about killing the dogs at all.
Brummagem has the confession she needs. Now she has to find out which weapon was used to slash Kodiak's throat. In total, the number of weapons seized from Vigoro's home included over 50 knives and swords, several shotguns, and over 1,700 rounds of live ammunition.
It was, shocking, because we were expecting to find one gun. I think the same type of personality type of a person that would harm an animal is one that would also, harm a human being. So I think taking someone into custody that would kill a dog is right up there as far as taking someone into custody that would harm a person.
During Vigoro's interview, not only did he confess to the brutal killing of Kodiak, but he also disclosed as to how he disposed of the body without a second thought.
This poor lady, I just feel so bad for her that, she spent 3 weeks looking for that dog, and she knew that the dog, I'm sorry, she knew that the dog had been, or thought it had been thrown away like trash, and it was. And I don't have the heart to tell her that he did throw that dog away like trash.
Brummagem wants to see Vigoro pay for his crimes, but to do so, she needs hard physical evidence. All the weapons will now be forensically tested for any sign of Kodiak's blood.
When we're presenting this case to the district attorney, it's got to be complete. It's got to be watertight. It's got to be ready to go, because I'm the one that's going to be testifying on the stand, or any of the guys in the unit is going to be testifying to that. So it's got to be able to stand up in court.
Brummagem has her suspect, but she needs evidence to link him to the shooting of Gunther and Kodiak. Vigoro is taken to Topanga Police Station on a charge of assault with a deadly weapon. He has no idea Brummagem is building an animal cruelty case against him. He's going to be questioned about 2 dogs he thought he had seen the last of. Vigoro is just one of hundreds of animal cruelty cases dealt with by Brummagem and her team. These crimes are often linked with other criminal activity, such as gangs, drugs, and extreme violence. For this reason, every search warrant is taken very seriously.
The Animal Cruelty Task Force was originally established to help fight animal abuse cases, including what we refer to as a blood sport, which are dog fighting and cockfighting.
In the valley of Los Angeles, California, 2 dogs were shot. Gunther was left for dead while Kodiak is missing. The main suspect, Eric Vigoro, has been arrested on unrelated charges. But now there's a break in the case. His girlfriend has been tracked down, and she's willing to speak with Detective Sue Brummagem. If she cooperates, she could be the key witness to the shooting of Gunther, and more importantly, Kodiak's murder.
I don't have very many minutes on this phone.
Okay. Could you tell me what happened that day?
These dogs had been seen running aloof around the neighborhood, and he even told people that if these dogs came on the property that he was going to shoot it. He had coaxed them back to the house and then shot them with the gun. I went in the bathroom, I heard the pops, and I looked out the window and saw them running down the driveway.
When Eric shot at both of the dogs, both dogs ran away. One was shot and returned back to where it lived. So when Eric kind of lured the second one back, it was just thinking it was going to be petted or, you know.
Yeah, like it was wagging its tail. Like it thought, oh, you're going to play with me?
And do you know why he would have lured it into the room?
Because he was going to kill it.
Okay, so after he killed that dog, then you guys left for a little bit?
We came back, and I could hear that dog making funny noises.
We thought it was dead, but it was not. It was still breathing.
I told him he didn't kill it, and then that's when he went upstairs and got the sword.
Eric went into his house and grabbed what she described as a samurai sword and slit the dog's throat.
I heard the sword like hitting the ground, like I could hear it down, like him going through. We got the most lucky break ever, and it happened to be through a spurned girlfriend.
Okay, there's a gal that went to one of the divisions and said that her boyfriend is the one that shot these dogs, 2 dogs, not just one.
Right, right.
And she says she saw the whole darn thing, everything. So now with all this information, we can go ahead and upgrade it to a Category 1.
With the evidence collected, Vigoro is about to get a big surprise. He's now also facing felony animal cruelty charges. It all comes down to Brummagem's ability to get a confession. Six months ago, Detective Sue Brummagem started her investigation into the shooting of Gunther and Kodiak. She had a suspect in Eric Vigoro, but no hard evidence. 2 victims, but no witnesses. Now, after weeks of dedicated detective work, she finally gets to see her suspect answer animal cruelty charges in court. Vigoro is being held on a $395,000 bail. At his preliminary hearing, he was charged with assault with a deadly weapon, carjacking, and 2 counts of animal cruelty, with further enhancements for the use of a samurai sword and a rifle. He faces up to 35 years in prison.
A lot of times people get so hung up on the crime that they just want to be angry at the person that committed the crime. They just want to nail him to the wall. I don't want to nail him to the wall. I want him to have 3 squares in a day and have a nice little bed in state prison.
With Vigoro safely behind bars, it's time Brummagem updated Gunther and Kodiak's owner, Jane Silber.
This is the best part of the job. You know, I'm able to tell her what's going to happen with this case. In all likelihood, he's going to end up in state prison.
Hi!
Gunther, the surviving dog, has managed to recover from his ordeal. However, his injuries were so severe, his front leg had to be amputated.
I have to say he's adapted really well. Kind of moves into the middle of his body. This is where they actually took his leg. He actually lost a lot of the shoulder. I don't know if you can feel right here. but they took a lot of the shoulder. They had to take the whole cap out.
His territory. He's walking his territory.
He actually lost 40% of his muscle mass after the surgery because he was immobile and he couldn't walk and he couldn't run at the park. So one of the physical therapies that we did was 30 minutes of walking every day.
Come on. Oh, he's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Ah, good boy. He's crazy. He's a crazy dog. Oh, he's a crazy dog.
So what happened is we made an arrest, which is fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. And when I was interrogating him, he admitted to everything. Everything.
Well, I'm happy he's off the street, that's for sure.